Adam, what sort of mood have you and your players been in since Tuesday night?
Yeah, just back to business really. Obviously a very good couple of results for us here at home. But then, you know, good teams, the focus then changes on the next challenge, and Yorkshire derby, away from home, with a big following expected to come to support us. You know, we've got to look forward to that challenge now, and back up the good work we've already done this week with another good performance if we can.
The players then must be full of confidence, just going out and proving that they can battle out and beat the better of the sides in this league. Yeah,
definitely. I think if they get confidence from beating you know, a top side in Barnet, in my opinion, they got a really good manager, really good players, and you know, it was a tight game for a lot of it, but you know, the goals in quick succession helped us, but after that it could have gone on and we could have got some more. So really good performance, and you know, it backed up Saturday's win as well.
Is it hard bringing players back down to earth so quickly with having another game just 72 hours later?
Not really. I think it's you know, the nature of this league. The games come thick and fast, and that's what the top teams do. They manage to you know, put previous games out of their system and then move on to the next one, and that's what we've got to do. Obviously, we want to take some momentum and some confidence from the performances and the results from them two games. But we know that Halifax away is a real tough place to go. We found that last year. We're disappointed not to get all 3 points last year. I thought we played for large parts really well. But yeah, we know that it's going to be a different sort of challenge this time around. And yeah, there's expectation. There's a real good following hopefully coming, and they're expected us to bottom performance, and yeah, we've got to go there with confidence, but most certainly can't allow any bits of complacency to drop into our game, because it's a real tough place to go.
Yeah, it's a place where York City in recent times have really struggled to get decent results at. What do you make of Halifax? Because I always read they've got one of the smallest budgets in the division, yet every year you know that they're going to be battling out in the top half and not the bottom half of the table.
That's right, and same again this year. Testament to them, the management staff, and the recruitment that they do. They must be getting something right. So yeah, a real tough place to go. The Shay, and Saturday will be no different, we know that. But at the same time, we've got to go with a bit of confidence ourselves and believe in our performances, and know that if we can hit anywhere near the kind of performance level we've reached in the last couple of games, then will be a real test as well. So yeah, real good game, but like they all are in this level, you know, you can't afford to have any sort of off day because you get punished, and you know, Saturday we've got to be up for it. We've got to find our intensity, and that's really important. If we play our intensity and you know, we're mentally switched on, then like I say, we know that we can be a test as well.
I'm sure you're aware that their results against the so-called bigger sides, especially at home in recent years, they turned over Rex, and Rex had about over 4,000 fans there. They turned over Chesterfield last season. They seem to turn it on for the big occasions to Halifax.
No, I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, it's obviously interesting stat, and it just you know, confirms the thoughts that I had anyway, that it's a tough, intimidating place to go, and you've got a match of intensity first and foremost, and then before you allow your football to do the talking, then you've got match intensity, and that's what we've got to provide first and foremost. Actually, now you mention it, I remember watching the Chesterfield game, and you know, they was worthy winners. I think it was about 4-2 in the end, something like that. So yeah, it's a real tough place to go, and they've got a really good home record, and you know, we've got to be our best to get anything from the game.
Let's look at your side then. The two guys that went off injured on Tuesday night, how are they coming along?
Yeah, both struggling for this weekend, unfortunately, which is a bit of a blow for us. But you know, with that, it gives opportunity for other players. We talk about our squad, and the opportunity is going to rise for one or two to get some minutes from the start. So yeah, disappointing that they're not going to be able to feature this weekend. But like I say, opportunity for other players.
Have you any idea how long they're likely to be out for the minute?
No, I don't think it's too long. Obviously, Dipova's back spasm, you're reliant on how that settles. He's obviously still very stiff in that area at the moment. So yeah, no good for tomorrow. So yeah, with both of them, I don't think it's going to be too long, and we're hoping by the end of next week they're both able to train. So yeah, not too soon start, but obviously a bit disappointing for this weekend.
In that case then, would Nathaniel George be fit enough to start the game if needed?
Yeah, he's one that potentially we're just sort of waiting on his scan results to come back, providing they give us clarity that, you know, we're in the right place with him. Potential for Ashley to start.
Anyone else not available that was in your squad on Tuesday?
Only Cam John, concussion. So yeah, he's not available as well. So three players, three starters, all on event.
Can you tell us what happened then with Cam John?
I think it was just a collision right at the end of the game, and then yeah, just asked him to go do the press with these guys, and he was sat on the medical bed saying he was feeling a bit unwell, and yeah, the physio Sam and the doctor said the necessary protocol needed, and he's still showing signs of concussion, so we made sure he wasn't at home on his own, and I think went and stayed with one of the lads for the evening, and come back in the next day and still reported signs of it. So yeah, we've got to take the right protocol, which means he'll miss this weekend.
I know you're not a medic, but what is that right protocol? Is it 10 days clear like it is in rugby league?
Yes, I think it's 12 days. I think it's from when he's not showing signs of symptoms. So yeah, we'll have to see how it is, but it definitely was not this weekend.
That's a blow as well, isn't it? Because I thought he put in his best performance for York City on Tuesday night.
He did. I think he's starting to find a bit of form, so it's a blow for him and us as well. So yeah, it's a few changes, so we've definitely got to make 3 changes to the starting lineup, which is not ideal. But at the same time, you know, opportunity for other players to come in and show what they can do, and I believe in the squad that we've got, and believe that we've got enough in our ranks to still be able to go and put on give a good account of ourselves, even with those players missing.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? In the past, I think we would have been really concerned if players were missing. You've shown already this season, not just on Tuesday, that you can make changes and you can still get performances and results.
That's it, yeah. So you know, it'll be no different to that. If anything, it just allows us to freshen up, you know, the squad a little bit, because you know it's tough. Saturday, Saturday is tough going, and especially the intensity the lads played out on Tuesday night. It takes a lot out of the legs. So yeah, we've got there's a few still within that squad that started that are still complaining of some aches and pains. So we had to show a bit more analysis and spend less time on the grass today than we probably usually do, just to allow the players to recover a little bit longer. Because
then of the players you've got missing, are you any nearer to adding to your squad? Is that something you're still trying to do in the next few days?
Potentially. Obviously it might be Saturday's going to come too soon for that, but something that we'll definitely look at maybe for the next few weeks. The thing with the 3 lads that are injured, I don't think it's too long. So you know, if they were 4 or 5 weeks, then you know, potentially it's something that we look at a bit more. But I think they're more 4 or 5 days. So you know, at the same time, we don't want to overload the squad and in a week's time have too many players to call upon.
Actually, about players currently out on loan, if you can give us an update on them. Leon Gravata, I've seen he's scored a couple of goals. He's getting decent reviews down at Chippenham. Firstly, how do you follow their progress, and what is the status of his loan?
Yeah, so that's something Mac will do. We check up on all the loan lads, and yeah, really pleased that he's getting regular minutes and scoring goals and having a real impact for them. And you know, that's the reason behind us sending him on loan. He was training really hard, but probably wasn't quite ready to step into our team. But pleased, that's what we wanted, him to go and prove his worth and get confident again and play regular minutes. And we're hoping that we can benefit from that when Leon comes back in January.
Okay, so he comes back in January. Finally then, the crowd on Saturday. There's a decent chance there's going to be more York City fans there than there will be Halifax fans. But as I've said, that seems to buoy the home team from time to time. But still, they're going to play a massive part, aren't they?
Certainly are. You know, they did last year. You know, it was almost a perfect away performance. You know, we got our goal and then we defended well, apart from right towards the end. So, yeah, really important. I think it's such a good away end there, where all the fans are sort of together, and it's you know, quite high, and they can really make some noise. So it's an unbelievable place to play, and when you see that full, when you come out, it definitely spurs the team on. So yeah, we want to obviously give a good account of ourselves for ourselves as a squad, but at the same time we know that we want to do it for those travelling fans as well.
It looks as though it's going to be the biggest away travelling support for a regular league game for 20, maybe 30 years for York City. That shows how far you've taken this team in such a short space of time.
Yeah, we was obviously blown away by the following last year. You know, we just started to win some games, and they really got behind us. And you know, now to potentially double that, there's talks of is incredible, and yeah, it's great to be a part of. And like I say, we don't want to let them down. We you know, really want to put on a display and make sure they travel back nice and happy. But you know, it's going to be a tough task, but all we can do is give our all, and the players give their all as soon as they cross that line. And if they do that, we know that you know, the fans will leave happy at home.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi Adam. You've spoken in the past about how you've sort of raised the standards at York City since you've come in about 8 months ago now. What sort of procedures do you and your coaching staff put in place just to make sure that they are met? Yeah,
I don't know whether I've said that I've raised the standards. Obviously tried to raise the standards, and try to always just make sure the intensity of training is at a good level and stuff like that, really. But whether that's happened or not, I don't know. But that's what we're trying to do each day. Make sure that the players are continuously working hard and giving their all. And we've got a real good group, real good togetherness, and they do try to demand that as a coaching staff. But ultimately, I think when you've got a group demanding that from each other as well, then that makes it a lot easier.
How much do you think sort of having a good group, you know, the togetherness goes hand in hand with form then in terms of, you know, getting points on board? Yeah,
I think it does go hand in hand. I think if you've got a real good togetherness and a squad that are all pulling in the same direction and willing to go that extra mile for each other, and they're really fit. I thought our fitness proved in the last 2 games. I thought we were still playing at a high intensity late on in the game against Barnet, and it was you know, a real high intensity game. If you look at the stats from it, we probably run more than what we did in a normal game in terms of high intensity sprints and stuff. So and we still was doing that towards the end. So you know, we've got good fitness levels and a good togetherness, and if you can add that to a bit of structure of how you want to play, I think that's all the makings of a successful squad.
Speaking on that Barnet game, Alex Hunt, a goal and assist for himself, he must be buzzing with that.
Yeah, I thought his all-round play was good as well. You know, something that he wants to add. I thought it was a great run, great ball for the first goal, and then obviously unbelievable free kick for the second one. Another assist, probably the keeper pushing it in, but I'm sure he'll try and claim it. But yeah, no, he's doing really well. His all-round game, he gets on the ball, he's playing stuff around the corner, and that's when I think, you know, Hunt is at his best, when it's coming into him and he already knows his next pass and he's starting to get back to that. You know, so for someone that's so young, got so much potential as well, and really starting to play at a top level that we see last year from him.
There's now 3 central midfielders, along with Marvin Armstrong and Ricky Agua, who have got on the score sheet this season. How much do you sort of encourage them pushing forward and supporting other players?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an area of the pitch. I don't think we had last season when I was here. I don't think we had that really, the goal scoring midfielders. So it's definitely an area that I want to encourage, especially more so from Rick and Marv. I think Rick's got that in him where he can, and he proved it last year. I think he was at Worthing till January and got 10 goals in that time. So he's got a real goal in him from midfield. Marvin's probably not a natural part of his game, but something he's trying to add, and delighted that he's got 3 goals already this season. 3 goals, and we're not into November from a midfield player. He's good going, and you know that's a real challenge for him. Moving
on to the match of Halifax, what was the thinking behind dropping Ryan Fallowfield on Tuesday? Is he all fine for Saturday?
He's fine, yeah. Just thought the level of his performance dipped a little bit, and yeah, Malachi was back available and wanted to go with him really. But when he come on, I thought he was excellent. Exactly the response that you expect from Ryan really. He's been excellent since we walked through the door. A real professional, and you know, knew that he was going to get that response. Sometimes players just need to come out of the team when they're having a bit of a dip in the form and realise, you know what, I've got to keep on it and keep my performance level high. And you know, he's certainly done that when he come on. There was certainly no sulking or anything that he wasn't starting, and I thought he was excellent, played on the front foot, and that's when I know Ryan's at his best, when he's on the front foot and defending, and you know, he's certainly done that. So yeah, we want to see that more from him moving forward.
And in your post-match interview, you mentioned that Marvin Armstrong was sort of struggling towards the end of the game. Is he all good?
Yeah, he's one. Him and Ty, 2 lads today that are still feeling the hamstrings a little bit, so we sort of tapered the session down a little bit for those lads. So yeah, I'm hoping it's nothing that's going to lead into tomorrow. Whether they both got 90 minutes in them from start to finish, and it's something for us to look at. But like I say, there'll be no complaints. We're missing a few players. We've got a few that have got tight hamstrings and whatnot, but it's part and parcel of playing in the National League, unfortunately, at this sort of stage. The pitches start to get a bit heavier, and the rigours of a successful team. If you want to be successful, you want to be playing in cup competitions, you want to be competing at the top end of the table, you've got to play at high intensity. You know, sometimes 3 times a week. So, you know, we're not going to be playing. We've got the squad to be able to cope with it, and yeah, we'll be ready to go for tomorrow.
Looking at that Halifax game, do you think that having these local games in this league and these sort of derbies are an extra incentive?
Yeah, no, it's always obviously we spoke about already the expected fan base that we've got coming with us, which is phenomenal, and you know, if that doesn't give you an added incentive as a player, then nothing will. Seeing a whole weigh-in packed out and supporting you and getting behind you, it does give you a boost. So yeah, it's good that our fans haven't got the hundreds of miles to travel for a away game, and yeah, we're hoping that they really get behind us and we can put on a good performance for them.
And last thing from me, Chris Millington, you locked on to him last season. What's your relationship with him?
Yeah, not met him too many times, but seems like a really nice fella. Really knows his stuff. Gets results, and with a low budget, always seems to be at the top end of the table. So I've got nothing but respect for someone that can do that, and yeah, look forward to looking on to him tomorrow. But no, it's going to be a tough afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi Adam.
Hiya.
Obviously a huge win against Barnet. Coming back to training after that, is that delicate balance? Because you need to maybe dampen down a bit of the euphoria, reset, and look at some of the things you didn't do too well.
Yeah, that's right. You need to get the balance right. Obviously, the Wednesday we was in, recovering and going through the game from Tuesday night. Cam managed to stay late and put everything together so it's ready to show the players when they come in. So yeah, there's some really good stuff in there. At the same time, stuff like we said that we can improve on. So yeah, it's getting that balance right. At the same time, you want the players to have belief in themselves and have confidence. At the same time, you don't want them to think we're the finished articles, because we're not. So yeah, just having that honesty the next day really helps.
And I'm guessing you've got a long-term vision for York City. Are you ahead of where you thought you may be?
Yeah, potentially. You know, I think Barnet with Dean have probably a bit further ahead in terms of their recruitment, and they've had a bit longer at this level to see what's needed and stuff like that. So for us to go toe to toe with them and manage to get the right side of the result is probably ahead of where we potentially thought we could be. But like, you've got to back yourself as well. So as a manager, you set standards and you've got to back yourself that that's where you want to get to. And we're not going to shy away from it, and we're going to enjoy it and embrace it and try and keep on pushing.
Now, Ollie Pearce, I think it was 6 games without a goal and then 5 in 3 games. Has it inevitably taken him a bit of time to acclimatise to a higher division?
Yeah, potentially that. And being full-time training as well. It's just the first time. You'd be surprised what that can take up as well. But there was calls for us to maybe look at changing and putting Dippo down there. But I always felt his game was good. He was working really hard. He was making intelligent runs. But yeah, probably wasn't getting the chances. I think the stat was he won the highest for getting touches inside the 18-yard box. So just knew all the time that if he was giving Ollie those touches inside the 18-yard box, that sooner or later he'd put him away. And I've got full belief in him, and that's why I brought him to the club. And I'm just pleased now that he's starting to show some of the form that I knew he could bring.
Looking at Halifax, Chris Billington, the Halifax manager, said he thinks the games it'll be decided on very fine margins. Are you of that opinion as well?
A lot of the games are at this level. There's not much between the teams. It is fine margins. Obviously, unbelievable free kick set us on away the other day, and then to score so early after that as well really helped us. But like I say, it is fine margins, and sometimes a decision or not a set piece can be the difference. So yeah, it's going to be no different to Halifax. Really good home form and side that will back themselves at the Shea. So yeah, will probably be fine margins that decide the game.
And it's an odd thing, but at the Shea it could be a home game away. They're talking of maybe over 2,000 fans going. That's got to incentivise you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We've got a little bit probably at Solihull as well, as was in last season. We got it at Halifax as well last year. Having almost the same amount of crowd as what the home team bring. Yeah, it's unbelievable for a manager to be part of, let alone a player to play in front of that and have that kind of following. Must be amazing, and it's something we've got to relish and enjoy, because we don't want it to stop. We want it to keep on building and more supporters to come and get behind us, which I feel is the potential of this club.
I think it's 11 games unbeaten now, second only to Man City in all 5 divisions. Are records just for putting on turntables, or do you actually take advantage of them and use them as a motivation?
No, yeah, I don't think there's anything in it. Obviously, to be in the same bracket as Man City is unbelievable, but I'm not one that gets carried away with that. Let's look at those records at the end of the season when it matters.
Thanks. Good luck.
No problem. Thank you.
Hiya. Looking back to last Tuesday and the previous Saturday, 2 matches with attendance of around 6,000 here at the LNER. How much does this impact on players?
Yeah, I think the example I'd use probably at the moment would be Luka Thomas coming from Leeds United and playing here for Leeds in under 21 games when there's near on, if there's 200 people here, they're lucky. and then him to come and experience 6,000 and a whole south stand packed out with fans, chanting his name and stuff must be unbelievable. And I can sense that he was desperate to get on and showcase himself, and it's great for a young player to go and experience that. And it's only what we want the norm to be at this club, and we're only going to do that if we keep on winning games.
Just turning to Luka Thomas, 2 appearances off the subs bench, must be really pleased with how he's come in, full of enthusiasm, and you can see it. Yeah,
delighted, enthusiasm, and he's working hard. He seems to be relishing playing at the club, and with that he's showing some quality as well. I thought his header he was so unlucky with, but it was like a chance out of nothing that he's created really. 1 to see the goalkeeper off his line, and 2 to put the power into the header. He's created something out of nothing there, and he's got real potential, and we're delighted to have him wearing a red shirt.
Barnet unsettled York in the first half on Tuesday, although it looked uncomfortable at times. Is that helping the team learn and develop at this level?
Yeah, I thought it was a tight game. We're under no illusion that we are Man City, where we're going to dominate teams from start to finish, and every week we're going to do that. There is going to be spells where teams are on top of us, and I thought, I don't know if they unsettled us. I just thought it was a good game, 2 good teams going at it, and we scored at a good time just for half time, and then the back-to-back goals really helped us. But there's not much in the game, and we're delighted with that. We're delighted that we're managing to go toe-to-toe and give these top teams a good game at this stage of where we are and where we've come to, and we're happy. So we'll learn a lot from it, but at the same time really pleased with how it's going.
Halifax tomorrow, local Yorkshire derby, York in better form, 9 points ahead, 2nd against 8th. Another difficult away trip.
It is, yeah. We've had a few already this year, but that's the nature of this league. The National League's got to be the toughest league to play in and to get out of, and week on week there's different challenges, but that is the challenge, and we're enjoying it. It's a difficult game, difficult place to go, but we are going to get an unbelievable following, and we've got to relish that and make sure we're at our best. No problem.
Just the one question from me today.
Okay.
How are you feeling about the match tomorrow? What are your thoughts, and what are you hoping to get the result as?
Obviously going into the game with lots of confidence, but at the same time we're under no illusion it's going to be a real tough game. It's a tough place to go. A Yorkshire derby, and they've got previous history of doing well against the top teams, especially when they bring a big following. So we'd be wary of that, but we know that if we focus on what we can do and what we're good at, will be a challenge as well. So like all the games at this level, real tough game, but one that we'll definitely relish and look forward to.
Thank you.
Anyone got any questions? Can I ask one? Is that alright?
Of course, come on.
What do you make of the resilience and fight shown by your side this season? You went down against Barnet, Braintree, Woking, Southend. What do you make of it? Is it a character in the players to come back?
Yeah, that's it. I think, like we spoke about already, the togetherness that we've got as a group and as a team really helps with that. We keep fighting for each other, and with that we've got belief that we'll create chances, and it's not something that we plan on going behind so often, but when we do, we're not fazed by it, and we just stick to our game plan and know that we've got enough quality in our squad to cause teams problems throughout the 90 minutes.
Cheers, thank you.
You touched on Luka Thomas earlier. Obviously he's made 2 cameo appearances, if you will, grabbing a goal against Ebbsfleet. Is the aim to get him more involved going forward, or is he always going to play sort of that, just taking the minutes out of the starters' legs at the end of the game?
No, obviously he's come from Leeds United to play some minutes and get minutes, but what he has done so far with those cameo roles has been excellent. Do I see him as another replacement to Lem where he comes on towards the game? No. At the same time, he's doing such a good job of it. I think with these young players, it's important that you sort of give them enough game time, but when it's right and they're ready. So I think he's definitely edging towards being closer to get a start, whether that's this Saturday comes a bit soon or not. But you know, we definitely see him as a player that could start for us moving forward, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when you came in here like 8 months ago, there was obviously quite a lot of talk about your attacking philosophy and the way that you wanted your team to play, but obviously you came into a situation with the team at the wrong end of the league. I just wondered now, sort of a few months into this season with that full pre-season behind you, how much you're starting to see now the style that you want to see in this team.
No, yeah, I think since the start of the year we've got the ball in some good areas, but you know, the difference is we've probably taken some of them chances. Obviously 7 goals in the last 2 games would allude to the kind of attacking football that maybe I was getting linked with, but you know, for me I wouldn't say it was attacking. There was like loads of names being mentioned of how I play, but it's more a case of just how I work and how I do it. I like to get the ball into the final third a lot, and I think we're still doing that. Whether that always leads to goals, it won't always. But yeah, obviously really pleased. It looks a lot more like it. 7 goals in 2 games, and only 1 goal against is pleasing, and the kind of football that I want to be associated with. I want to, you know, get the ball into the final third and be attacking and being on the front foot, and you know, those sort of stats would allude to it's starting to take shape a little bit, yeah.
And just also, you mentioned earlier you perhaps slightly ahead of the curve in terms of where you thought you might be, obviously second in the league now. What's your philosophy on, your policy I suppose, on the P word, promotion? Is that something you talk about, you embrace, you have discussed that ambition, or is it something that's really a game at a time?
Still very much at the moment. We're on 32 points, so 18 points away from being above the dotted line. That's probably how we look at it at the moment, and you know, hopefully that comes sooner rather than later, and when that comes then you start looking at the next challenge. But yeah, not one to, I've never really got too far ahead and set a target on points and stuff. Just try and focus game by game. I know that's very boring and very cliche, but it's how I've always worked. I think that the last 2 jobs I've come into have been teams that have you know, not had the best run of form and been struggling to get points. So that's how I looked at approaching it from then, and it seemed to serve me well. So you know, it'd be no different, just game to game, and our next focus is on getting 3 points at Halifax and moving on to 35 points. That's the next challenge. So yeah, I think if we're still in this kind of position and we're close to the top of the table and we're in the end of March, then maybe we'll start having some thoughts about it. But until then, there's still so much football to be played, and you know, you're only 2-3 bad games away, which can quite easily happen at this league, from being completely out of it. So we just want to keep on focusing on what we can control, and that's our performance in the next game.
Just finally, how do you manage that with the players? Obviously they're on such a good run of form at the moment. You know, you sort of, are you just sort of riding that crest of a wave, or is it about keeping feet on the ground? And
yeah, keep feet on the ground and just try and be honest and show them stuff in the previous game that we can work on and improve on, and they probably come away thinking it was the ultimate performance in the last 2 games, but they're still, you know, Harrison made 2 unbelievable saves, one against Fleet when it was only 1-0 up. So that's how tight the margins are in this league. So yeah, definitely won't let them get carried away thinking we're the finished article, because we're not. And keep on progressing, keep on improving. And I think they know me well enough now already to know that that's how I work. I won't get too carried away, and you know, we'll focus on Halifax away now and try and get 3 points there.
Thank you.
All right.